Okay, everybody done now? Yes or no? Because I don't want to move on unless you're ready. Okay. Okay. If you're not done, keep writing. If you are done, I want you to look at the picture. Okay. Look at the picture to the left of all the definitions. Now, if I ignored any words, and I'm just looking at this picture, could you see which angles you think look the same? Okay. So what are some angles that look the same? 1 and 4 and 3 and 2. Do y'all know what those are called?
There's a word for it.
There is a word for it. You start learning it in 6th grade. We did write it down. Vertical. Those are vertical angles because they are vertically across from each other. Vertical angles are always congruent. Okay? So if I were to take this away, and I just looked at 1 and 2, what kind of angle does 1 and 2 together form? Okay, but when you put an obtuse and acute angle together, so if I were to take that line away, it makes 180. Do y'all know what that is called? What kind of angle? Straight angle. Okay, straight angle always equals 180. So if I had to add 1 and 2 together, I should know that they would equal 180. Okay, same here. I could cover these up, right? And could I say what were my vertical angles?
7 and 6, 5 and 8.
7 and 6, 5 and 8. Do y'all agree?
Yes.
Okay, vertical angles are what?
7, 6, 5.
Congruent. So I would know, if I could figure out one angle, would I know the measurement of the other?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. 5 and 6. What should they? It's a straight angle. What should they add up to?
180.
Okay. Knowing that should help. Okay. So y'all told me already what my vertical angles were. So let's just start there. On this first part, what were my vertical angles? 1 and 4 and 2 and 3. Okay, what are the other ones on this one? 5 and 8, 7 and 6. Agreed? Okay. So, thinking about alternate interior, so that's alternate inside. What does alternate even mean? Make sure y'all are all facing the front, not turned around talking. This is, you do not need to not fade, like, you've got to be focused. What does alternate mean? If I said you need to find an alternate ride to school tomorrow. Opposite, a different. It's obviously you need to have a different plan, right? Okay, so it's the opposite. So opposite inside pairs. Pairs mean there's two, right? So if I'm looking here, or I'm looking at this picture as a whole, okay, which angles are on the inside of the picture? 3, 4, 5, and 6. Do y'all agree? Those are on the inside. Okay. So I know that those 4 angles are on the inside, but which ones are alternate of each other?
7 and 8.
No, you said 3, 4, 5, and 6. So which ones do you think would be alternate
5
pairs?
4,
4 and 5 is one of them.
8.
Because are they opposite each other?
3 and 6.
3 and 6. Y'all agree? They were on the inside and they were opposite each other. Okay, so using that same thinking, I have alternate exterior. Y'all know what exterior means?
The outside.
Outside. Okay. So what are my outside angles? 1, 2, 7, and 8. Because if I covered my inside ones, those are the ones I have left. So which ones are alternate of each other?
2 and 7, 8 and 1.
2 and 7. And 1 and 8. Agree?
Yeah.
Okay. Jaden, I love your effort. You're doing great, but give somebody else a chance, okay? Okay. All right, so same side interior angles. Okay. So interior means what? Inside. And if it's on the same side, so same side, inside pairs, what do we think? 7. Just say 7? Is 7 on the inside? Okay. Same side, inside pairs.
So 3 and 5 and 4 and 6.
3 and 5. They're on the same side of that line, and they're both inside. So 3 and 5.
6 and 4.
And 4 and 6. Okay, so again, we're going on the outside. So same side, outside pairs. What would that be?
7 and 1, 8 and 2.
Jaden, give somebody a chance. You're correct. Give somebody else a chance. So 1 and 7 and 2 and 8.
I'm not sure about that today.
You are, but give somebody else a chance, okay? Okay, so corresponding means matching. So matching angles. That's what I talked about just a second ago, right? Matching the same ones. So what are some different pairs of matching angles besides my exact congruent ones?
1 and 2.
Okay, so 1 and 2, they look like they match.
No. 1 and 5.
Why would 1 and 5 match?
Because they're on the same line.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So if I was looking at this as a group of 4 and I looked at this as a group of 4, those are matching to each other. They're in the same spot, right? Okay, so that would make 2 match with what? 6. All right, what would 4 match with?
6. Oh, 8. Yeah.
Okay, so what would 3 match with? 7. How are we feeling so far? It's not terrible yet?
No.
Okay.
It's not a 3 or 8.
8 right here is the sign right beside it, kind of squished. Okay, number 7. So a linear pair. So we're on a line and it's a pair, so they're together. What are your guesses as to which ones are linear pairs?
1 and 4, 3 and 2.
No. They're on the same line
1 and
together. 1 and 2 is 1.
3 and 4.
Okay, so 1 and 2, somebody said 3 and 4. I heard 5 and 6. Do y'all agree? What else? 7 and 8. Okay, here's the kicker though. If I looked at it like this, what angles are linear pairs?
2, 8, 9, 4.
No.
I mean 2 and 4 and 6 and 8.
2 and 4 and 6 and 8. Could I do that to the other side too? Cover it up. Okay, so I have what?
1 and 3 and 5 and 7.
I know that's a lot of angles, but I told the people who kind of struggled with it last class period, this is one of those things that you just have to kind of start trying and then like mess with it a little bit more and more and keep seeing it over and over, and it will not seem as confusing if it is for you. I just tried to separate those angles a little bit more. Audrina, do you have a question?
I got it.
Okay. All right, so that definition, parallel, what does that mean? Lines are parallel.
Your 2 lines are straight.
Okay.
Lines are straight up and down.
So straight up and down.
They don't cross.
That is the biggest thing. They never intersect. Never intersect. And think about now that we've talked about slope a whole lot. Do they have the same slope or would they have different slopes? Look at these. Would y'all agree those are parallel signs? Or signs. Lines? They're the lines. So they have the same slope. Same slope. They never intersect. So if they have the same slope, they're going in the same direction, right? Okay. So, and it says, so if lines are parallel and cut by a transversal. Well, cut means you're going, not necessarily in the middle, but you can go in between. You're cutting it, right? Between it, in it, something. By a transversal, okay? This right here is a transversal. That is what cut those parallel lines. So if you have a set of parallel lines and it's cut by a transversal, the angles are either congruent. What does congruent mean? Equal. or to add up to 180,
Supplementary.
which is supplementary. Now, y'all have learned about supplementary since 6th grade also. You've learned about congruency for a while. And you know how just a minute ago I asked y'all, if I covered up all the words, just looked at my picture, could I tell which angles were the same? And y'all said yes, and y'all pointed them out, and y'all did it really well. Okay, so now it's just wanting us, it's giving us a list of angles, and it wants us to identify what kind of pair they are, and if they're congruent or supplementary. So it says 1 and 5. So I have 1
Straight.
and 5.
Straight.
No. Corresponding. What was the definition for corresponding? Matching.
Should be supplementary.
Do y'all agree that... Do y'all agree that if I look at this picture by itself, and then I look at this one, they are the same types of angles? Yes. So if they are the same type of angle, they are what? Congruent. I'm only going to make you write congruent once, and then we can just write equal signs. Okay, so angles 1 and 4.
Parallel. I mean,
Look guys, we wrote these for a reason. What are 1 and 4?
vertical angle.
Vertical angles. Okay, and look, y'all have examples to look at. So 1 and 4, well, here was 1 and 4. Does that look the same as that? Pretty much. So those are vertical. So what are vertical angles? Are they congruent, or do they add up to 180?
Congruent.
Congruent, so they're equal. Okay, 1 and 3. So I have 1 and 3. So together, what kind of angle do they form? Y'all want to say it. I heard some. Okay, I'm skipping this part.
Corresponding.
Okay, so I'm looking at congruent or supplementary. So together they form what kind of angle? 180, which is also known as what kind of angle? What kind of angle?
Congruent.
Straight, guys. It's a straight angle. Okay, so yes, that is supplementary. Okay, type of angle pair, they are what?
180. Straight. Linear.
Yeah, linear pair, right? I mean, they are on a line and they are paired, correct?
Oh,
Yes. Yeah, and look up here. Okay, so 1 and 8. So I have 1 and I have 8. They are exterior. What word comes before that, though? Alternate, yeah. Alternate exterior angles. Okay, are alternate exterior angles congruent, or are they going to equal 180 degrees?
Congruent.
They're congruent. Okay, so 1 and 7. What kind of angles?
Corresponding.
No.
Wait, no. Like, side. Same side.
Same side.
Exterior.
Exterior. They're on the outside of the picture. We're going to abbreviate it. Same side. Exterior. So are they congruent or supplementary?
Supplementary.
Supplementary. How we feel?
Good.
Still not too bad? Okay. So if you look at example 2, I'm not moving it up yet because I noticed a few people still writing a few things in. Look at example 2. It gives us how many angle measures?
2. Right?
Does it give us 2?
8. Sorry.
It only gives us, well, no, it's giving us 1. It's giving us 1 angle measure and asking us to find 7 others. Do you think that's possible?
No.
You don't?
Yes.
Okay. So if the measure of angle 2 is 130 degrees. I want you to raise your hand. I want to do a little poll. Okay? Actually, everybody close your eyes. Because y'all are super judgy of one another, and y'all aren't going to be mean to people who don't pick the same thing as you. So everybody close your eyes. I still see eyes open. Close your eyes. Ariel, close your eyes. Sierra, close your eyes. Okay. If you think, Fabian, close your eyes. If you think, Mikey, close your fingers all the way. Okay. If you think that I can solve all of them with one measurement, raise your hand. Fabian, don't be a cheater. Okay, put your hands down. If you think you cannot solve them, Caleb, close both eyes. If you think you can't solve it, we're going to need one other piece of information. Raise your hand. Okay, put your hands down. Okay, you can open your eyes. Now let me just tell you right now, a lot of people think that we need more information. There were 3 people who raised their hands that said we could do it with one, and those 3 people were correct. No, you were cheating. I did not ask. We are not saying that's the whole point of closing your eyes. And a lot of you were trying to lie. Let me just tell you that right now. Okay, so if I know that these are supplementary angles, they have to add up to what? 180. So how could I find the measure of number 1?
It's straight angle. It's 50. 180.
I have to do 180 minus 130.
It's 50.
It gives me 50. So do you agree that 50 plus 130 gives me 180? Guys, this will be difficult if you do not pay attention. Okay, so we agree?
Yes.
Okay. What about these 2 angles?
It is 2.
Why is it 130? Because it's vertical, and vertical angles are what? The same. Okay. So then if I covered those up and I just looked at 1 and 3, what would 3 be? 50. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. What about 1 and 7?
180.
What would 7 be?
50.
Why would 7 be 50?
Because it's parallel.
They're not parallel. They're corresponding. And corresponding means what? Matching. And if something is matching, are they the same?
Yep.
Yes. Okay. So then if 7 is 50, what would that make 5?
50.
Okay. Well, if I know 50 plus something has to equal 180, what would 6 be?
130.
What would 8 be?
130.
Did we need any other numbers?
No.
No. Was that extremely difficult?
No.
What did you have to know? The definitions, the angles. What types of angles mean what? Okay. So we could go and fill that in. The measure of angle 1 was what?
50.
50. What was 3?
50.
50.
They're all 50 except 2.
What was 5?
50.
What was 7?
50.
So that means all of these were what?
130.
130. We're still good? Still feeling okay? No?
Yes.
Why no? It's just overwhelming because there's a lot?
I don't know. There's a lot of numbers.
There is a lot of numbers. But we have to, like I said, Jaden, shh. Just because there's a lot of steps, a lot of numbers, a lot of things, does that make it difficult?
No.
No. What does that mean?
It's easy.
No. If it gives us a lot of information, that does not mean it's hard. It means that we have to slow down and be careful. There's a difference. Ariana, Isabel.
I'm sorry. You're being rude to me. People judging me.
If y'all all were paying attention, nobody would be saying anything to anybody.
My culture.
Ariana, stop right now. Okay, in the figure, line M and N. This is the one that caused the most issues, one of the ones that caused the most issues in the last class. Okay, so line M and N are parallel. Well, here's M, here's N. So it's saying these 2 lines are parallel. Q is perpendicular. the measure of angle 1 is 40. The measure of angle 7, it says, what is the measure of angle 7? Do you think I could figure that out?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's no.
So let's see. If we apply what we know about the angles.
140.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay, Jaden, I need you to not say anything for a minute, okay? Okay. No, not saying anything. Okay. What angle is congruent to angle 1?
10. No, I'm sorry.
It's
9.
congruent?
It's 9.
Oh, Jaden, you can't say nothing. Okay. Okay. So he said 1 and 9 are equal. So 9 is 40 degrees, right? What would that make 10?
140.
Jaden.
I'm sorry.
Shh.
140.
Does everybody agree? Yeah, you're going to give other people a chance. Like, they're not even having time to think. Okay, so 140 plus 40 is 180, right? Okay. So what does that make angle 2? 140. 9 was 40.
9's 40.
Okay, so we look at this pair, this set of angles, and then this one. What is different about this one? Yeah, I have another line. Like, we cut it again. But, what does that little square tell me 8 is? It's 90 degrees. Everybody agree? That's 90 degrees? Okay. So if I had to add angle 7, angle 8, and angle 3 together, what would they have to equal? They have to equal 180 because they form what kind of angle? Straight angle. So if part of it's already measuring 90, these two have to add up to what? What plus 90 equals 180?
What plus 90 equals 90? 90?
90. But I have two that I have to split 90 between.
45?
Okay. Are all of these angles the same? Yes. So this would be 90. This would be 45. This would be 45. Was that extremely difficult?
No.
Did you have to think a little bit more?
Yes.
But was it harder? No. Okay. So what was the measure of angle 7?
45.
45. Guys, no. Y'all know exactly how I feel about you taking away from other people's learning. Cut it out. That comment, Jaden, was not necessary. Okay, example 4. Lines A and B are parallel. The measure of angle 2 is 135 degrees. Okay, so it says the measure of angle 2 is 135. What other angle there has a measure of 135?
7.
Why?
Because it's the same length.
What kind of angles are those?
Because they're congruent.
Alternate
Alternate exterior.
interior, it's on the inside. Alternate interior angles. Alternate interior angles are going to be equal. So that is equal to 135. Just knowing that definition, did I answer one of my questions?
Yep.
Okay, so now it wants to know what?
9 is.
Wants to know what 9 is. First of all, nope, Jaden, shh. 1 and 2 have to add up to what? 180. Well, what's 180 minus 135? Try again. 7 minus 3?
45. 4.
Jaden. Shh. Okay. So if this is 45, this is 90, what does this have to be?
I want to say 45.
45. Still okay?
Yes.
Okay. So right here, does this one look like, oh my gosh?
Yes.
This is where the last class was like, this is not okay.
It's not.
It's okay. I promise. Okay? What we need to look at are our groups. And if we can, like, ignore the rest of them, it's not so bad. Okay? So, measure of angle 2. So this was 110. Whoever is humming needs to stop. You are being distracting. Measure of angle 2 is 110. The measure of angle 11 is 137. So it wants to know the measure of angle 7, the measure of angle 8, and 3. Okay. Y'all think this is impossible?
Yes.
No. Okay, let's just think about it. Let's just think about it, okay? Okay. So 2 is 110, right? That means 13 is what? 110. Because they're vertical angles. They're equal. Okay. Well, if 1 and 2 have to equal 180, what plus 110 equals?
70.
There you go. Okay. Okay. So if angle 11 is 137, what is angle 9?
137.
Okay. Well, 137 plus what gives me 180?
47. I'm sorry.
43. So that means 12 is equal to 43. It is. That's honestly what's the worst part, is there's not enough room. Okay. So, where? 137. So if I just looked at these, okay, is this set of angles matching with this set of angles? Yes. So can I figure out what 3, 4, and 5 are?
Yes.
Which I really only need to know what? 3. What angle over here does 3 correspond with? 11. So that is 137. Okay, so I'm looking for 7 and 8. If I looked at these, I need to look at these, okay? So what angle would 7 be the same as?
10, 12.
Look at the numbers that I'm covering up. 6 and 8 are the same as 2 and 13. So 7 would be the same as
12.
1. I'm covering up 12 for a reason, guys. Okay, so angle 7 is 70. Okay, so if 70 is angle 7, what would 8 have to be? 110. The worst part of that is not having enough room. If it was blown up, do you think it would be a lot easier to figure out? Yes. Okay, so this one, guys, this is a star question. And I want you to understand how much easier this is. Really. Okay, guys, you are paying attention, not talking. I'm really sick of having to say that. Okay. So it wants to know, based on the diagram, which statement is true. I'm just going to glance at my answer choices. It says x is 79, x is 101, x is greater than 90, or x is 11. Here's x. What angle corresponds with that?
11. Wait. Oh, I don't know.
79.
79. So would that mean x has to be 79?
Yes.
And would you agree that the angles shown are congruent?
Yes.
That's your answer. Was that super difficult?
No.
No.
Ariana?
Yes. It was.
Okay, so if you're one of the ones that are like, okay, this is dumb, this is overwhelming me, I don't like it, let me tell you, it gets better, okay? The more you see it, the less foreign language it looks like, okay? Because some people see math as a foreign language because their brains just don't work in math, and that's okay, but you're still going to try. Tomorrow, this is a challenge for all of you.